What is happening at Le Cellier?
Prince of the Bear. Today we are in EPCOT because it's time to return to
Le Cellier Steakhouse again?
Yes, and again, since I've been adopted as a honorable Canadian, I am today wearing my fuzzy adornments. So it's your number one choice in foodie infotainment. We're here to investigate the new menu, so you don't have to, because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Never blame Canada.
It's time to foodie and chill. I always love the pretzel bread, but we have a new bread that is part of the bread service now. Still representing the same regions though, but we have an oated rolled bread, and I love this. I love the darkness of it. It's like rye, and then you have, of course, the Earth Balance maple butter, which I absolutely love too. Yeah, this is giving me like Halloween Horror Nights vibes, which I'm super excited for. It's just giving me hyped for spooky season. We're like more than halfway to Halloween at this point, so cheers. That is like 10 times better than the old sourdough, like seeded bread. This oat bread is like fire. I love everything about this. It gives me like old health food store vibes. My mom used to get bread like this all the time. Or I used to make bread like this with my grandma, her bread machine, and now I do my own bread machine situation, but I can never get wheat correct. But this is like nice and just, I don't know, the coloration on it is beautiful, the bounce on it is beautiful. This gives such good bread. I hope it calls me tomorrow. I would give it 5 out of 5 breads.
Few things are going to get us excited as foodies is when you attach the word new to anything. It could be a new topping. It could be a new look, new lighting, new color on the menu, new options. We're going to have a legit problem. This oated bread representing the wheat and grain that they export from Canada. We love their staple maple salted butter here. A nice little spread. Nice butter helping. The theming on the bread here is not to be underestimated. This whole restaurant lives and breathes its culture and history in every corner of this restaurant. The bread being no exception. The difference being for most places is that it's both themed and good. Those aren't always synonymous. I think this is a good addition. They're changing it up a little bit, but still keep it authentic. I would give that 4.75 out of 5 claws. The oats, a bit of a texture weirdness, but they don't take away from the flavor at all.
We were representing Canada so hard that I had to get poutine. I was going back and forth about it when we were at home. I was like, will I get it? Won't I get it? It's a lot of food, and we do a lot of reviews every week, so I can only eat so many leftovers on my lunch break, you know? We go out for dinner every night. So our server was really nice and gave us both our own sauce. So what I'm going to do is just grab a little bit of this. I don't really know if I'm going to have a lot of success. These are like truffle soaked, sort of, frites. My baby, like, frite situation. I kind of fail here. Okay. Now you can see my baby fry. And I'm just going to pour a little bit of gravy on there. That is the vegan gravy. Bear got a beef-based gravy, so just make sure you get the right gravy. Let me get all this together. Cheers to Le Cellier. As per usual, it is very truffle forward. The Miyoko's cheese on here is cubed, but it's just not like fully melted. None of the vegan cheese on here is really melted. It could have stood for like a little bit of a longer cook. The French fries, or frites I should say, are executed perfectly, and I don't think they needed a longer cook. What they should do is fry the frites a little under, then put all of the vegan cheese, and then like oven it and let it all finish off together and like melt, and then serve it. That would be ideal. And they do that sometimes. Just this time, not so much. So it's been better in the past, but it's still amazing. And also, if all you want to do is come here and eat poutine, it is your vacation. Do that. It is a 4 out of 5 poutine, even though it's not where we usually have it at. It is still delicious.
As many times as we've come here and we've gotten the plant-based poutine, and this is like a staple for us coming here, I will fight for the poutine. It's the closest thing we get to actual poutine here at Epcot, and far better poutine than you're going to get at Refreshment Port during any festival, any time of the year. Now, I do normally order just like the regular poutine, or when they've had in the past like specialty poutines, which I miss gravely. They had like a turning red poutine at one point in time, and and they had like a seafood poutine as well. Love those things. Hope they return one day. But the standard poutines here are absolutely amazing. I can eat the standard poutine. I never even considered that I could get the plant-based poutine, and they were nice enough to bring me out the regular demi-glaze, which is a beef base. So you can have the poutine dairy-free and still get the regular demi-glaze and be just fine. Thing of note, because we do have some dairy-free people in the community. I can give it a nice little glaze. Look at that. Nice deep red beefiness. We're going to fork it up. Let me assure you, with how many times you've had the poutine here, even if you were to decide to just go completely plant-based and just the plant-based demi-glaze, that demi-glaze is amazing. But there's something about the regular demi-glaze, that like beef, that adds a layer of complexity to the sauce. It gives it this like deep, savory flavor that just goes so well over the fries. It makes me, and me and the princess have, peak of first world problems, cried about the fact that they made the upstairs store, it used to be a store, into a DVC like lounge salesperson room. And honestly, it should have just been a poutine window. Like, we wish so badly, and we're disappointed. But either way, it's still great. 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Our friend, the eggplant aubergine, I think I said, I still butchered that, but the eggplant is gone. It's been 34 days since our last review, and prior to that, it was 3 months. So I think Cellier is still trying to find their vegan footing in what they're trying to do. So I hope that this cauliflower is better, because it's essentially some of the same fixins as the eggplant, but you just have cauliflower with some crunchies and then a new beautiful sauce, but like the lentil on the bottom is still there, and then the tomatoes are still there too. They're just not on the vines. You have less like viney, like weird textury things, I think. So let me go ahead and get the lentils. Ooh, there's a tomato down here. All right, lentils, tomato, and cauliflower. I do think just visually, this replate showcases the lentils a little bit more than the eggplant did. So already bonus there, because I think that was like my favorite component last time. Flavor-wise, it is extremely similar to the eggplant. I do think texture-wise, this is a lot better. You don't have like that weird, like almost like gummy situation that you had with the eggplant. You have just like a nice solid texture with the cauliflower, but the lentil sauce is literally the same. It tastes the same, so you have that same like crunchiness to it. It's like a French green lentil, so not like what you get at Brown Derby, but more of like, yeah, it's not like Raglan either. It's just like its own. It's a little more seedy, I guess you would say. Like the shells of the lentils are more present in your chew. It's still like a texture journey, but it's not as bad as the eggplant. So I do think changing it to the cauliflower was a much better choice than the eggplant, and I love all the flavors. I think it's great. Yeah, much improved. I will give it a 4.5 out of 5 cauliflower.
More than anything, I think cauliflower steak makes a lot of sense here at Le Cellier. The previous dish felt more like you had to excavate it, where here it feels like this new cauliflower steak is on display. Beautifully splayed out on the lentil base, these beautiful tomatoes, and this nicely cut cauliflower steak. We like a good roasted veggie. I like they did an excellent job cooking the cauliflower because it's really easy to cook cauliflower and turn it to mush. It still has some of the like crunch to it, so you get some resistance when you bite into it. But with the seasonings, you have like a lot of like crunchies on top. Give it a nice like texture to it when you bite into it, so it doesn't feel like you're just eating a steamed veggie, which is what you would be afraid of. I know a lot of people would see cauliflower steak and decide that maybe like this isn't the value. I'm paying steakhouse prices for cauliflower, but understand this is definitely elevated. Whether or not you consider the cauliflower to be a value to you, I'm not spending money out of your pockets. If you want to come have an experience with your family, eat steak, while they eat steak, cauliflower is serving it up. It is a vast improvement over what they had before, and I think as far as a plate, this feels very on brand for Le Cellier. I would give this 4.5 out of 5 claws. I only wish that the cauliflower piece was a bit bigger. Cauliflower is cheap. Don't be cheap. Every once in a while, in our comments, we get the question, what is the best steakhouse on Walt Disney World property? Everybody's got their own opinion. Opinions are like Disney ears in the Walt Disney World Park. They are legitimately everywhere. But if you're asking me, you're asking us, I will always rep for Le Cellier. We've eaten at every steakhouse on property with varying results. Recently went to Yachtsman, didn't love it, never do. Always recommend people come here. So I decided, I got the filet at Yachtsman, why not get the filet here at Le Cellier? That's the same 7 ounces of filet. I also got it cooked chef's choice, which is medium rare because nobody wants to burn or, nucleify their steak around here. So I'm going to try it based on the cut alone by itself. The cut of that steak, the temperature is perfect. The sear on top, seared in these pieces of like nice roasted garlic where you're getting like the flavor of the steak first and then like just like a wave of garlic savory like right after. Even as some person who wouldn't normally order steak as a first choice, that is a wonderfully tender, juicy, and flavorful bite of steak. It feels like sitting out in the field and watching buffalo roam by. Or buffalo roam, they roam in Canada? I don't know. Bison? Bison roam. Moose. Moose roam. I would sit and watch in peace. Probably a fan because I hate, Either way, that's tasty. Now, the one thing that we love about Le Cellier, as far as like their butcher cut, is that they have a variety of sauces, and it lets you tailor the cuts that even you've had before to your preference. I would give the filet on its own a solid 4.25 out of 5 claws. Now, their sauce flight, the thing that they have here is they have multitude of sauce. I think it's 4, 5 sauces, 4. And you can say you get a filet before, you get a different sauce each time. I always ask the server what they recommend, and they'll help you decide, given what you've gotten as your side. It's like a pairing of sauces. Their brandy peppercorn is one of their most popular, so I went with that. This nice little dish here. We're going to take another cut. A wonderful steak.
We all want you guys at 10 o'clock.
And give it a nice dip in that brandy peppercorn. Peppercorn can be a really strong flavor, but the way the brandy blends with it gives it a slight sweetness, but not like overly sweet. So it's not like pouring candy on a steak. It's just enhancing those already natural flavors you have in the meat. Excellent. I can see why I recommended that one. I would say with the sauce, that raises it to 4.5 out of 5 claws. If I'm going to eat steak, and that's a rare occasion, it's going to be here. Every time. Now, each of the butcher cuts does come with a side. I got the side so pretty that I ordered it twice. They're miso cream corn. This nice little pot of the cream corn, little crunchies on top. Not cream corn as you would get in the South, but still creamy corn kernels. I like the subtle hand of the miso. Miso is a powerful flavor in its own right. I wouldn't necessarily say overpowering, but it can very easily alter the way something tastes if you go too heavy with it. This shows restraint and care while still letting the cream corn be cream corn. It's tasty. I think it's a good side for a steak. The Brussels sprouts are wonderful. We love those. We get those modified here all the time, but they're huge as far as like a side in itself, especially if there's only one person eating it. The mushrooms are the same way. So this seems like more a me portion than an us portion. I would give that a 4.25 out of 5 claws. I feel like the Ottawa apple has become even more of a staple than us showing up here every single time the menu changes. But they did change the whiskey. It is now a tap maple rye whiskey. Now, we heard about this about a week and a half ago, and I actually did email the brewery or the distillery that does that whiskey. We have not heard back yet. So we don't know if it's vegan. Hopefully it is, because the Princess has not usually been able to have the Ottawa apple because it had Crown before, and Crown is not vegan. Hopefully we hear back from them soon. If anybody that works at Tap Whiskey, by all means, email me back. We have contact information somewhere down here, somewhere.
Okay, sounds good. You're very welcome.
Ooh. You get a lot more of the maple flavor because the Crown, it was there, but it was like light. This really feels like somebody just did a drop of maple syrup in it, and the rye gives it a nice little bite. I think is balanced well with the maple. An Ottawa apple revolution. We do have a revolution. I side with Canada, but you already knew that. 4.5 out of 5 claws. I feel like this is a little mini redemption for Le Cellier. That vegan dish from last time, I'm glad it's gone.
So random, but like at the end of our meal, I just ended up getting like a stuffy nose. I don't know if I was allergic to what was happening around me at the tables, or like, I don't know. But I am stuffy now, and I don't think it was because of the cauliflower. The cauliflower was interesting.
We both agreed that it's basically the same as the eggplant dish. They just swapped out the eggplant for the cauliflower, and then a little bit of crunchies on top, and then took the tomatoes off the vine, which is fine. Those flavors are robust. They make sense given like a French Canadian style of cooking. May not be for everybody's palate, but I definitely think it's a huge improvement execution wise than the eggplant. A lot of people, I mean, even in our comment section, did not love that eggplant, and we understand it was challenging as flavors go.
I would say we've had a lot of cauliflower steaks on this channel, and that one was probably like in the bottom, not in the top. Like Big Fire, Universal, they have a great cauliflower steak. Where was one here? I think Boathouse. Boathouse steak was like cauliflower steak was huge. Yes. Yep. Last time we went, we got that.
Mama Melrose used to be one of your favorites.
Mama Melrose was delicious.
Rest in peace.
Yes, gone. So I would say if you're going to go to Disney and you want a cauliflower steak, go to Boathouse. If you are going to go to Universal and you want a cauliflower steak, go to Big Fire. I don't think that Le Cellier is worth it as a vegan still, and I am scared saying that because in 34 more days, are we going to be changing the vegan dish again? I
hope not. I think a lot more people like the cauliflower than they did the egg.
I think we average about 4 trips a year for restaurants that change their menus consistently, It is July 1st when you guys watch this video. It is Canada Day when you watch this video.
Yay.
We love you, Canadians. But also, this is our 4th time coming to Le Cellier this year alone. So,
But I don't know what you think, given the new dish. Would you sign up for the cauliflower? Or did you think that this steak was the best steak that you've seen all across Walt Disney World? We need to know your opinions in the comments below. Happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian community out there. And if there's anything else you'd like to see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Canada Day.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And we love that Canada bread. It gives good bread. Bear might eat himself into a bread with his name on it if you let him.
You heard the girl.